So just some reminders before we get into the video. First reminder is to make sure that you're keeping an eye out and an ear out for the keyword for this lesson. Reminder number 2 is to make sure you're taking notes. Include the date, lesson number, aim, and standards to help you refer back in your notes. Let's get to it. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about tax and discount and how they're applied together. So our aim for today is how can we use our knowledge of percentages to solve multi-step real-world problems with discount and tax. Just as a review, you have a decrease in price. So you have a certain percentage that you take off from the amount. Your tax is the amount added to a purchase based on the state that you're in. So it's sales tax. So amount. And both of these refer to percentages of a number. Okay? When you're dealing with discount, you want to make sure that you're applying your discount first and then tax. So that's something important to remember. Apply discount first, then tax. Okay? So think of it step 1, step 2. So with discount, you have the sales item or sales amount. You want to make sure you're multiplying it by your discount. That percent is as a decimal. Then you're going to get your amount saved. Once you calculate this, you can then go to the next step, take that sales amount, that cost, and subtract the amount that you save to get your sales price. You're going to then use this sales price, and you can actually, I should say, this is like cost instead, the cost of the item, or the cost of the purchase amount. So you're going to use the sales price when calculating your tax. You're going to take the sales price, you're going to multiply it by your tax percent. Either as a decimal, you can set up as a fraction, a proportion, whichever you prefer. You're going to get the tax amount. You're going to use that and you're going to add it back into the sales price. So you're going to take the sales price again and add your tax amount. And this is going to equal to your final price or final amount. There are other ways to do this. You can always take your discounts by using 100 minus or 100% minus whatever your discount is. That's going to be the percentage that you are paying versus what you're saving. You can do that. You can also, for tax, you can use 100% plus whatever your tax percent is. That's going to give you how much your final price or final amount is, the percent. Okay, so the first question American Eagle is having a one-day 35% off special. If Sarah bought $156.32 worth of clothing What is her final bill going to be after applying the discount and a tax of 6.5%? So here we want to calculate the discount first. This goes first, and then tax is second. So if I have something that is 156.32, I'm going to use proportions. I'm taking 35%. I have x times 100 is going to give me 100x. 35 times 156.32. I'm going to get 100x equals 5,471.2. Divide both sides by 100. 50.712. Okay, so that is me finding the amount I saved. I'm going to take 156.32 and subtract my 54.712. I am going to get 101.608. Now I want to do is use this as my tax. So this is what I'm going to use for my tax. I want to use 100 plus my 6.5%. So I get 106.5% that I'm going to increase my price by. So here's step 2, 101.608. Again, I'm going to round at the end. Here I'm going to convert my percent to a decimal. So I have 1.065. And when I calculate this, this is going to give me my final answer. This is going to be my answer if I took 6.5% of this number and then added it back in. So I'm going to get 108.21252. I know that I'm dealing with money, so my total is $108.21. This is after all my calculating, my increasing, my decreasing. So my discounts and my taxes applied, I get $108.21. Now on number 2, Ashley spent $205.60. She has a coupon for 25% off and sales tax for 8.675%. Pause the video here. Try this one on your own. Try your different methods. I'm going to show you a different method when we solve it than what we did in number 1 to show you a comparison and the amount of work that's necessary for both. So pause it, try it on your own, and we'll come back and we'll check your answer. Okay, so for number 2, for the discount, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to apply that. I know it's 25% off, so I want to do some quick math. I want to say if I start out with something that's 100%, I know that I'm saving 25%, so how much am I really going to be paying for the item? I'm only paying 75%. Okay, so I'm going to use that with my $205. So $205.60. I'm going to convert my percent to a decimal and get 0.75. This is going to give me 154.20. So this number that they gave me here, that is my sales price after the discount. So I'm going to use that sale price. It's like if we took my $205.60, multiplied it by my 25% and got the answer and then subtracted it. This kind of shortcuts it to get me to my $154.20. Remember, this is how much we save, and this is how much the percent that we pay. And that's what we really want to know. We want to know how much we paid or we're going to be paying with the discount. If they ask you something like, how much did you save? Then you would focus more on the 25%. So I'm going to use my 154.20. I'm going to apply my tax now. So my tax is 8.675%. I know that it's an increase. So I'm going to do the same method, $154.20 times, as a decimal, my 108.675% is going to be 1.08675. And again, by doing it this way, it's already shortcutting it and say, oh, I'm going to add my percentages together versus adding my total amounts later on. So I do it now versus later. I'm going to get a total of 167 with decimals 57685. I know I'm talking about money, so my total amount is $167.58. So depending on whether you first took 25%, then subtracted to get your 154.20, or you did it the method I used, that's fine. Either way is perfectly correct. Whether you took your 8.675% of this total, again, you're using it from here, and then adding it back in, you're still going to get the same amount, $167.58. All right, so for the last question, number 3, try this one on your own, pause the video, and then come back and check your answer. All right, so here we have Home Depot sells planters for $19.98 each. If you sign up for a free membership card and receive a 7% discount, then sales tax is added with 7%. After the discount. Again, discount first, then your sales tax. We want the final price of the planters after the discount and the tax. Now, a lot of you might have thought, oh, 7% I'm saving, but then I'm adding 7% back. They cancel out. It's $19.98 each. Be careful. That is not true. And I'll show you why. Your discount is 7%. So I'm going to take 100%, I'm doing it this method, and saying, oh, I'm really paying 93% of this item. So I take 19.98, I'm multiplying it by my 0.93, 93% as a decimal. I have 18.5814. And remember, we want to round at the end. So this is my sales price. I'm going to use this for my tax. My tax is 7%. Again, 100%. I'm adding it here instead of subtracting to get 107%. So I'm going to take my 18.5814 because I'm going to round all the way at the end. I'm converting this into a decimal to be 1.07. And I'm going to get 19.882098. Was it close to the original? Yes, but not exactly. So here we have my total for the planter. Each would be $19.88. So this one was a little bit tricky because a lot of students just assume, oh, 7% discount, 7% adding, they cancel out. You would be off by a couple of cents, so just beware. So make sure you're writing any questions that you have for me so you can ask them later on. Make sure you're identifying your keyword and phrase, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.